The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a Canaanite woman of that district came and called out, "Have pity on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is tormented by a demon." But Jesus did not say a word in answer to her. Jesus' disciples came and asked him, "Send her away, for she keeps calling out after us." He said in reply, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But the woman came and did Jesus homage, saying, "Lord, help me." He said in reply, "It is not right to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs." She said, "Please, Lord, for even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the table of their masters." Then Jesus said to her in reply, "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish." And the woman's daughter was healed from that hour. Gospel of the Lord.
Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. Today I want to meditate with you one of the basic things about Christianity, and it is prayer. Prayer traditionally has been defined as the lifting up of our hearts and minds to God. However, basically there are four types or kinds of prayers. ACTS, acts. A stands for adoration. We adore God for His goodness and for His generosity and so on and so forth. C, contrition. We pray asking God for forgiveness, especially when we offend against Him and when we offend against our neighbors. ACT, thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is when we recognize our nothingness and that everything comes from God. Last but not least is S, supplication or petition, or after the homily, after the creed, we pray what do you call this, intercession. So this is the kind of prayer that I want to meditate with you, because I believe the Canaanite woman in today's gospel is a perfect example of how to pray the prayer of petition or supplication. But first of all, we have to understand the background. Who were the Canaanites during Jesus' time? The Canaanites were basically the descendants of Ham. Ham was one of the sons of Noah. However, they were being looked down upon by the Jews because they intermarried with non-Jewish people, and hence they were no longer considered as pure Jews, especially because of the intermarriages that they had engaged in. They worshipped idols. So therefore, they were given, the Jews normally would not want to have anything to do with the Canaanites because they are Gentiles. They are not one of us. They are not considered as one of the chosen members of the chosen people of God. So that's the background of the beautiful story in today's gospel. I want to pinpoint three stages, if you will, of the prayer of supplication, the prayer of petition that the woman asked Jesus to do for her. And behold, a Canaanite woman of that district, from Tyre and Sidon, came and called out, "Have pity on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is tormented by a demon." But Jesus did not say a word in answer to her. So that's the first stage. Jesus did not, snubbed her, did not, chose not to notice her, if you will. But she was persistent. But Jesus' disciples came and asked him, "Send her away, for she keeps calling out after us." So, first, Jesus saw her, but did not notice her, or chose not to notice her. She persisted, and again, the second stage was when Jesus said, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So this is the background. Woman, remember, I'm a Jew, you're a Gentile. I'm here only for the Gentiles, not only for the Jews, but not for the Gentiles. So that's the second step of testing her faith. Again, she was not discouraged, she was persistent. And last but not least, Jesus said, Is it not right to take the food of the children to throw it to the dogs? So that was the euphemism during Jesus' time. A typical Jew would refer to the Canaanites as the dogs, or a dog. You are a dog, she's a dog, because you are not a member of the chosen people of God. So this is the last straw. She was persistent, she persevered, but last, and this is the most important thing, she clothed herself with humility. Please, Lord, for even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the table of their masters. If I don't play chess, but this is the checkmate, and then Jesus was defeated. "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish." She was treated with silence. She persevered. And she was told, "I have been sent only for the lost tribe of Israel." She persisted. And last but not least, she put on the cloak of humility. Even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the table of their masters. So in our prayer of petition, supplication, we should always remind ourselves of the humility of the Canaanite woman. Because maybe the petition that we're asking from the Lord, we want it to be done our way, in our time. But as the book of Isaiah would say, our thoughts are not God's thoughts, and our ways are not God's ways. Let me end this homily by giving you a very concrete example of persistence. While I was in Germany, I met this officer, and he has a beautiful story about prayer of petition with humility and with persistence of his parents. He grew up in a Catholic family, but again, once he left his family, when he went to college, he said, "I would only go to Mass twice a year, Christmas and Easter." His parents kept on reminding him about the Catholic faith, to no avail. Finally, his parents retired from their jobs, and instead of settling down in Florida, they bought a house in Medjugorje. And so they invited their son, "Please, we've been praying for you. Who knows, maybe you'll meet God in Medjugorje." And he said, "No." Second year, same invitation, no. Finally, the third year, because once a year, his parents would stay there in Medjugorje for at least a month or two. He said, "Okay, I'll try, maybe I'll stay for 5 days." He stayed for 2 months, and he was converted. And a year later, he felt the vocation to the priesthood. He's a priest, and he is now a chaplain in the U.S. Army. And I think it's a beautiful example of prayer of persistence. His parents had been waiting for his conversion for a long time. They didn't give up. And finally, through the intercession of Our Lady of Medjugorje, he felt the beauty of Catholicism, and in fact, he became a priest. So, as we continue with this Mass, let us ask for the grace that every time that we pray the prayer of petition, supplication, we would always try to put on the cloak of humility like the woman did, the Canaanite woman in the Gospel today, so that our prayers will be heard by God. All together, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Let us now renew our faith.